Welcome to the Monaco Grand Prix in AmPro. I'm so excited. It was arguably one of the best races that we had in Mono. So here we go. A qualifying lap for me. Right at the end of the session, I crossed the checkered flag with about 10 seconds to spare, but you can see very untidy here through sector 1, running wide at Casino Square, and that cost me a bit of time. I could have maximized a bit more there. But yeah, Monaco is the race of the year that brings opportunities. I am the underdog here and I've got everything to gain. And it was going to be a wet start on the race, at the start of the race, which was very, very exciting. And here we can see sector 2. Oh no, that's a horrible Nivelle chicane. I've just lost that time. I went green by about 400ths in the first sector, but I'm going to be red by 4/10, over 4/10, and I need to find an improvement. I'm P5 at the moment, but look at this. This is a beautiful sector 3. Every single apex on point. Let's have a look then. Going up to the line, 1:15.7 is my current time, and I improved to go on the second row of the grid, P3. But a wet start is not what I want. It's throwing the cats amongst the pigeons, and I've got everything to lose with the 2 championship contenders behind me, and we are underway here in Monaco. Look at the spray. It's so treacherous. I have to survive turn 1. And as we head towards turn 1, it's looking very good. It's really difficult to overtake in Monaco. Even in the wet, it's impossible to overtake. So it's down to mistakes. And look at this. Jack spins, and thankfully the ghosting system exists. And that is P2. Unbelievable scenes there. P2 is where I remained, even setting the fastest lap on lap 2. But lap 5, Womax is hounding me down like a guard dog, chasing after a robber. And he is chasing me down. I've robbed second place from him, and he's not happy about it as we head towards the Nivelle chicane, a very weak point of mine that Womax is going to exploit. I clip the outside barrier, and as I position my car back towards the racing line, I do not notice he's side by side with me, and that is a dreadful mistake. I have to pit, and look at this. I come out in P12. Oh. And yeah, I've got my work cut out for me now. I've just got to find a way to pass these guys, and it was impossible really in the wet as well. And they were going so slowly. I'm like, speed up, lads, please. And look over here, Vinci just crashes around, and I try to slam on the brakes, but I can't avoid him. And I sent to a spin. Apologies for that. It's really difficult, you know, in the wet. Yeah. And similarly on lap 9. Ben goes really wide, and I understeer as well, and I just clip the back of him, and that is a stupid mistake. I was driving like a twat in these early stages, and look at this, P12, and when I pit and come out on wet tyres, I'm P13, and look at this. You can see that the leader, Miguel, is down the pit straight, so I'm in danger of being lapped. 1 lap later, I go onto intermediate tyres. This is a disaster, but quite simply, a disaster. Lap 16th, though. Vinci is in front of me, and I'm catching him rapidly, but I decide to come in and put on the slick tyres because I do not want to waste another lap. But look at this, the cross-off point, absolutely spot on. Look at the skies, look at the spray, no spray at all in fact. And lap 18, a lap later, Vinci comes out ahead of me. But as we head towards the Nivelle chicane, he makes the exact same mistake that I made on lap 5, and that is P9, and some nice clean air to push. Lap 18, Ben pits, and I set the fastest lap of the race as the times are all going down. Everyone's going purple. I'm P8 now, and lap 20, Ugoni goes wide. The final corner, Anti-Nose causing issues for him. I'm P7, capitalised there. So yeah, it's looking okay at this point, I suppose. But as we head towards the Nivelle chicane, causing me more issues even in the dry, I clip the inside part of the barrier towards the apex, right as Alessio crashes out of the race. And thankfully for me, the safety car will be deployed, and that is my saving grace, because once you're a lap down in Monaco, it's game over. And yeah, thankfully the safety car comes out, and rather cleverly here, I've had a horrible race as I understand to the barriers, but I decide not to come in because I know that if you're lapped down in Monaco and you're behind the leader on the safety car, then that is a big mistake because you can't pass them anymore. So you're going to be a lap down to P6, and Ugoni makes a bad mistake pitting because he comes up behind the leader. I pass the safety car, so I'm going to get my lap back. I'm going to sacrifice driving a lap without my front wing, but coming out a lap ahead of P7. And at the end of lap 22, I struggle my way through, but I pit for option tyres, and look at the field now. I come out in front of the safety car, thankfully, and I'm going to get my lap back here. As we head in lap 24 now, safety car in this lap, and everyone's into sector 3, but I'm 20 seconds behind P5, which is Ricciardo. Unbelievable, because considering I could have been a lap down in lap 10 when I pitted the third time after my third crash. But I'd rather be 20 seconds down instead of 1 minute down. And miraculously, scenes ahead, I have free air to push because I have a 20-second buffer, and Ricciardo is involved in an incident, and I come out in P5. What is going on in this race? This is unbelievable. I was dead last with no hope whatsoever on lap 10. And here we go. The safety car's deployed again. Ben crashes out as he usually does. And it's P3 because Jack and Plan pit. I can't believe I'm into a podium position, which was so distinctly just impossible in those early stages. Now, unfortunately, I lost the position to Plan because I had a glitch on the restart. But here you can see I was battling Ugoni earlier in the Grand Prix only 10 laps ago, and I'm lapping him now, which shows the excellent strategy call that I made. You can't get lapped behind the safety car. You have to sacrifice pitting 1 lap later, and that's what I did. But here, lap 30, this is where my race is over, because I get a screen freeze about now, and here we go. P4 with a good chance of getting the podium, but my race is over. So yeah, roller coaster of emotions, but I just didn't deserve it. I was driving like an idiot, like a lunatic in those first 10 laps. I can only apologise to those people that are involved in incidents, but Plam wins the race. The guy that out-qualified by a mile, the guy that was crying that I was sandbagging, has won the race. But in all seriousness, an excellent job, Plam. Hats off to you. You had a load of bad luck, in fact, in the first 5 races. So yeah, thoroughly deserved win today. And the drivers are now 44 points behind Will Max. And you know what? There's probably a greater chance of Pastor Maldonado returning to F1 than me lifting that Drivers' Championship. It's been a disgraceful race, really. Apart from the strategy, 10 out of 10 for strategy, but you know, I have standards, and quite simply, I just did not meet them today. I just bottled it under pressure. But it wouldn't have mattered anyway because I disconnected. But yeah, still a roller coaster race again.